Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am gonna take you into 5 mistakes that I have made during my bullet journaling so that you don't make them. This is my third bullet journal that I am in, and I've already gone through 2, so I think I can talk and let you know some of the mistakes that I have made so that you don't make the same mistakes. Okay, when I first learned about bullet journaling, it was a new idea to me, and I was very interested about learning the process and how to do it. And I really liked the fact that it was all in one notebook. I think that's what I like the most. And I like the fact that having gone through so many planners and so many different layouts, I wanted to take whatever I like best and then put it into my notebook. Of course, when I came across this bullet journal, the pages in here are so nice. I don't know what it is, but the color doesn't transfer. It holds pen very nicely. It's like I feel that I could do a lot in these pages. Now this time around, I switched to a different bullet journal. I'm in Scribbles That Matter, and I love it just as much. I wanted to learn, and I did a lot of things, and I made a lot of mistakes, and we're gonna go through them. All right, but first I want to give you a quick flip through of things of my bullet journal. This one here I started in 2017, and it takes me to my first mistake. I wanted to use a pen to do my lettering. I have pretty handwriting. I've been told I have pretty handwriting, but I don't know how to letter. I'm trying to learn, but I don't know how to do those, elegant fonts that I see all over the internet. But then I wanted to practice, so that was one of my first mistakes. I don't want to use pens for titles, because then it'll come up looking like this. So I couldn't erase it. I had this nice ear at a glance sticker that I loved and enjoyed very much. I created a key because I was learning about the bullet journaling system, and there were things that I didn't know that I wanted to incorporate. So I would see pictures in Pinterest, and I would go on the internet, and I would watch videos, and I would do all kinds of stuff just to learn the process of it. Having this as my first bullet journal, I wanted to follow that same pattern that I was learning on the internet. Alright, so as always, I wanted to have like a main page. I've always liked it, and it wasn't, I combined colors and stickers. I love the sticker here. I use different layouts that I've seen. I've tried a lot of different things. I wanted to see, okay, what is it about this layout that might make me wanna use it more over a different layout. And as I went through this bullet journal, I learned so much about myself, my way of planning, things that I wanted to do. I did complete a lot of it, but as you can see, which takes me to mistake number 2, planning way ahead of time. Now you would say, how is that a mistake? You're setting it up, and it's like, yeah, because by the time that I had set up these pages, I had already found a different way of planning that I wanted to try. And just by looking at these empty pages, it tells me that I jumped to a different planner, which means that I was no longer enjoying my bullet journal. And it's sad because I really like it, you see. So I ended December, and then I jumped into January, but then I wasn't planning in January. It was just like, meh. And all these pages are just wasted. Ugh, how wasteful, right? So in January of 2018, I went and I jumped into a different planner. Now, this beautiful yellow was awesome, throughout the summertime and maybe the fall, but once the winter came along, I just didn't want to see this yellow anymore. So then that's when this bullet journal came along. It's the same company. I almost decorated the same way. I just love the look of it. All right, so out with the old, in with the new. So now I started a new notebook, and it's almost like a new beginning. It feels so good to enter a new planner. Bullet journal, planner, new inserts, anything. I feel that it's the same feeling that you get. It's like, it's okay. So I learned from these mistakes. I don't want to make them again. And remember how I said that my first mistake was to use pens in my main page? Well, I tried different things. I try to write with this, with the lettering, using this pen here, using my regular ball pen, and even this is the Papermate Flair. But what I came to find out is that I'm very good with a calligraphy pen. Who knew, right? So it's as weird as it looks. It's awesome. And I practice and practice, and then I found out that I love the way that this pen looked in my bullet journal in my main pages. So I'm going to show you. You see? This is when I started, and as you can see, it's a little shadow, but it's not horrendous. It's awesome, and I fell in love with that. Of course, I didn't finish my November page because by then, the holidays and everything, I really got super busy. I did that for November, and then for December, I traced what I wanted and I didn't finish. But look how fancy I started making my lettering. I'm telling you, this is really awesome. It was a big difference going from just a pen or one of these to like literally putting some calligraphy and making it very artsy in my bullet journal. That I loved so much. Planning ahead of time kind of, made me refocus like differently in my bullet journal. In this bullet journal, I did it. It was really random. I just put it somehow in the middle of the pages. I don't know why, but this is how it ended up looking like. It was a big sticker. I put the entire year. Now notice what I did. So I put the whole year going kind of backwards because my book flips this way, right? But I put it weird and it ended up this way, right? Really weird. So I did it in the middle, so I thought that was the mistake. And then when I came to this planner, to this bullet journal, I did it at the very beginning. I had to do, because I no longer wanted to be in this notebook, I wanted the same thing in a different spot. Does that make sense? So I put it right at the beginning, just like I did on this notebook, but then I put my year at a glance also at the beginning of the book. But guess what? Once I did that, I kept going from here to here because I had written things in here already that, in my planning ahead, that I hadn't transferred over here, and I just kept going back and forth that way, and that just did not work for me. It was horrendous, and I, it got frustrated. So planning way ahead sometimes might not be a great idea. What I would recommend is to go maybe 4 to 6 months at a time, so that you don't feel that you have to stay here, because as planner girls, we love switching planners, and sometimes when you're trying to find your planning style and what works for you, you do tend to go back and forth, from jumping from one planner to the other, which is what happened to me. All right, so now going to mistake number 3, my yearly overview. I wanted my whole year in the same notebook. That didn't work so well because of the same thing. I had planned way ahead. I had laid out the stickers the way that I wanted, that I thought I was going to keep up with in this planner, but it just didn't work that way. But one thing that never changed was the fact that I always wanted to have a main page, so that this main page signified, okay, now this month is over, now I want to start a new collection, I want to start a new month, or you know, whatever. So what I would recommend is for you not to put an entire year in your overview. Just do a couple of months at a time, and then if you like it, you know, do a couple of more months after that. Oh, here comes the sun. Now, mistake number 4 that I made was putting my collections at the beginning or within my monthly planning. And if you guys don't know what a collection is, it is an overview of things that you tend to do often. Like perhaps this is a cute one. These are movies of 2018. So I wanted to see like what movies I saw in 2018, and these are not all the movies that I saw in 2018. This is another fun one. These are my travels for no, this is not all of it, but I try, you see what I mean? Like I try to start a collection. These are my travels for 2018, and these are the TV shows that I was watching at a time, and I just lost track. Because see, it's not, it's like within the pages. There is no dedicated space. It was just like, oh, I thought about it, and then I just wrote it in my journal. So to go back and try to find it was a little bit of a hustle, and this is a reflection of that. Like I tried to, you know, I started, but I just didn't finish. Same here. I started putting down, and I just didn't finish them. So I was already in a different planner, and I would go and plan in my other planner, but I would always come back here and just like write something about my date or like things that was happening at that particular time and kept it here. But this one right here, I have to say, I kind of finished it, and I was very proud of myself, and it's a sense of accomplishment that I get whenever I'm able to finish a planner, or in this case, this notebook. And what I took from that mistake is that I didn't want to have to find it. I didn't want to have to find my collections. There's a great set of index pages dedicated to that. I just never went back and wrote it down where I had things, and that's why I struggled finding my collections, and that's why I wasn't able to keep up with them. See, in this planner I started, but I didn't keep up with it. I don't know why. I just forget to go back, and it's like it's hard to go and like flip through a whole notebook to find one thing. So okay, and that takes me to my mistake number 5. I pressured myself to draw a spread every single week. I mean, don't take it wrong, I really enjoy drawing on paper and creating and doing things, but finding the time to do it was the harder part. Because I'll show you some of the setups that I have. So like this one right here, this is a spread that I created during vacation. So I wanted to do like a Dutch door kind of, like this one here. I loved putting this together, you know. And this one here. See, by the time September came, I was just not having time. It's like, oh my God, you know. And it became, I don't want to say a burden. I just felt bad that I wasn't able to dedicate the time that my bullet journal needed. Looking back at some of these week spreads, they're so pretty. And you know, look at this one. How pretty is this? But I just didn't have the time all the time. So what I ended up doing, and what I do recommend, is that, I mean, if you have the time to do it, more power to you. Oh wait, by the way, not having an index in here, kind of, I fixed that problem a little by putting tabs in my planner. So this is January, February, March, April, June, and I didn't have it in this notebook, but this helped. Now, the way that I fixed my collection problem, what I started in this bullet journal, I put my collections in the back of my planner. So I know that if I had anything to write, like I start from the back. Okay, here's my pen test, some of the ideas that I have. My planning ahead was in the back of my book. So I always knew to go back to the back of my bullet journal to find any of my collections, and that's how I fixed that problem. Now, by the time I finished this notebook, I was already in a different planner. I always find myself like going back to my journals, but I have other planners for different purposes right now. But I like that I could put like an overview here. So when I finished this notebook, and I feel so good about it because I did finish this notebook, I jumped into this notebook. I was curious to know, what make one notebook different from the other, if they both kind of look the same to me. And to be honest, I mean, aside from the pretty cover that this has, I feel it's almost the same in my opinion, and I enjoy both of them. But I did fall in love with these notebooks. I mean, I haven't started these two yet, but I wanted to try a new one, and I wanted to try the Scribbles That Matter, and I enjoyed just as much. Some of the things that I enjoyed in my other bullet journals, I transferred over here, like my tags per month. But I find going back to this notebook as an overview of my month. It's a much simpler way, and let me show you. Again, I'm still not using my index, so I don't know why. This was very simple. I mean, I didn't want this to be this simple, but pardon the sun, but she's in a highlight. So I wanted to be more simplistic. I wanted to have this notebook as a grab and go kind of notebook. And I jumped to another month, December. Then I wanted to make it cuter. Of course, it's really cute. But I didn't finish because of my planner. Then in February, I try to be cute again with it, and I put paper and this, and it was just giving myself another try. I was in another planner or different planners at this point, but I wanted my bullet journal to be consistent. I wanted like continuity. I wanted that if I ever picked up this bullet journal without reading anything else in a different planner, I knew what was going on at this time. Does that make sense? That's what I wanted. I was just writing a lot, and then vacation came again, and I tried to incorporate my stickers and the cuteness all over again, but it was just not there. And this makes me so sad. Now, now that we're starting in June, you see, like I laid down like what I think I want to do, but I was doing all of that drawing and all of that cuteness. And I was like, oh my God, I just feel I don't have time to sit down and like to do it. So let me try and just write down things that I want to do. I mean, it is a bullet journal. You create bullets and you check them off as you go. But I miss the pretty. I miss the sticker, and even with the sticker in, it's like I wanted to create the same layout that I have going on in my B6 planner in my bullet journal. And then when I'm in my basics planner, then I try to do my bullet journal in my print planner. It's like, I'm like all over the place. At this time right now, I am so all over the place. I enjoy very much my personal rings planner, but with B6 inserts, And I'm still trying to find my groove. I still try to, like, I already know that I don't want to carry a bulky planner in my purse because one, it's not too practical. I'm taking it in and out of my purse. I feel that there's a lot more for me to learn. I'm trying to find, I'm kind of in a planner funk. Well, not so much of a funk because I do plan, but it's like it's like there's something like I don't want to, like I love this. I love looking back and seeing, where I was in life and what was happening at the time that I was using this book. Well, there you have it. I am still learning. I have made mistakes, but these are the 5 mistakes that I know that I don't want to make anymore. So I am sure that the more that I use my bullet journals, the more that I am going to learn about what works for me. And that's the beauty about this whole system. You can make, yes, they are blank pages, but you make them what you need. because this is your partner. This is my personal assistant right now. Right here right now, it's my personal assistant. So I know that if I have an idea, I pull it out and I write it down. I love bullet journaling, but I see how my style has changed. I see things that are repeated, you know, from notebook to notebook, and I'm still changing things that work for me. I'm still changing things here and there that are no longer working for me. So there goes my mistakes. I hope that you know, you can learn from them. If you're a bullet journal, leave a comment down below. Have you made mistakes in your bullet journal that you said, oh my god, I should have never done that? If you have, please let me know in the comments down below, because I would like to learn. You know, maybe something that I'm doing right now, it's like, oh my god, maybe, you know, I could change, and we could learn from each other. All right guys, so I thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.